Oklahoma scene in Euphoria Season 2, Episode 3, Ruminations, Big and Little Bullies, is one of the most memorable and thematically rich moments of the series. What initially seems like a comedic interaction in the school bathroom quickly unfolds into a deeper exploration of identity, insecurity, and interpersonal dynamics. Each character's reaction in the scene is emblematic of their broader struggles and personality traits throughout the show. Through humor, chaos, and tension, the scene brilliantly encapsulates the relationships and psychological states of Cassie, Maddie, Lexi, Kate, and Rue. Lexi's role in this scene is subtle yet essential. She remains largely silent, observing the chaos with an air of analytical detachment. As Cassie's sister, she is fully aware of what is happening but deliberately chooses not to intervene. This moment underscores Lexi's tendency to watch from the sidelines rather than actively participate, reinforcing her status as the quiet, often overlooked member of the group. Her brief exchange with Rue at the beginning of the scene is particularly revealing. When Rue casually inquires about her play, Lexi responds with a simple, "I've been writing a play," a statement that is both nonchalant and deeply significant. This remark hints at the larger role she is quietly shaping for herself, foreshadowing how she will later seize control of the narrative through our life, transforming from a passive observer into an active storyteller. Lexi's awareness of Cassie's unraveling is also evident in her demeanor. Unlike the others who react with confusion or concern, Lexi remains composed, merely watching as the situation escalates. Her calm acceptance of the inevitable explosion speaks to her ability to see the truth clearly, a stark contrast to Cassie's desperate self-delusion. This scene also serves as an early indication that Lexi is not just a silent witness but a more objective and reliable narrator than Rue. Whereas Rue's perspective is often clouded by her struggles with addiction and emotional detachment, Lexi's versions of events, solidified later in the season through her play, presents a more structured and insightful portrayal of their world. Cassie's presence in the scene is both visually and emotionally striking. She is literally what made this scene so iconic. Dressed in an exaggerated frilly blue and white gingham dress, she appears as if she has stepped directly out of Oklahoma, a subconscious manifestation of her desperate attempt to reinvent herself in pursuit of Nate's approval. Her identity crisis is on full display as she continuously reshapes herself into what she believes Nate desires, only to be met with confusion and ridicule from her peers. When Maddie innocently asks, "Are you auditioning for Oklahoma?" Cassie's reaction is immediate. Her panic and defensiveness betray her deep-seated insecurities. Her unconvincing denial only further exposes the extent of her emotional unraveling. This moment encapsulates Cassie's broader struggle. She is not merely playing a role in this scene, but in her entire life. Her relentless pursuit of male validation has transformed her into someone she no longer recognizes, emphasizing her crumbling sense of self. Mirrors play a recurring symbolic role throughout Euphoria, often reflecting fractured identities, and this scene is no exception. Cassie's reflection in the bathroom mirror serves as a powerful metaphor. She sees an image of herself that is unfamiliar, a visual representation of her inner turmoil. The moment foreshadows her inevitable breakdown, which will escalate as the season progresses. The reference to Oklahoma is particularly significant, as the musical itself revolves around love triangles, betrayals, and unfulfilled desires, narrative elements that paralleled Cassie's personal drama. This allusion not only adds a layer of irony to the scene, but also deepens the thematic resonance of her character's struggle. Kat, once a bold and independent presence in Season 1, is notably sidelined in this scene, reflecting her diminished role in Season 2. She has only a handful of lines, which makes her feel like an outsider within the friend group. Her response to Rue, "Oklahoma is not like a play you read," and her questioning of Cassie, "If you are not auditioning for Oklahoma, then why do you look like that?" subtly illustrate her detachment from the group's core drama. Unlike in Season 1, where she played an active role in social dynamics, here she appears more like a bystander than an engaged participant. It is almost as if Kat has taken Cassie's former place in Maddie's life, In season 2, she is primarily seen with Maddie, suggesting that their friendship is now her primary connection to the group. Although we had been robbed of a good immersive makeup scenes between Kat and Maddie, since they had fought in the first season and miraculously became besties in second season, I am still salty about that. While she may seem emotionally distant, her concern for Cassie is still evident in the small but telling moment when she asks, "Are you okay, Cass?" This brief moment of empathy hints that despite her reduced presence, she still cares about her friends. Her lack of reaction to Cassie's unraveling further emphasizes her emotional and narrative detachment. In season 1, Kat was a dominant force, fearlessly exploring her sexuality and asserting control over her own identity. However, in season 2, she struggles with self perception and agency, making her a passive figure in the broader storyline. Her minimal involvement in the scene mirrors her overall arc. A character who was once empowered, now reduced to a mere observer in the chaos unfolding around her. Maddie is quick to sense that something is off, showcasing her sharp intuition. She has a natural ability to read people, which makes her a formidable presence in any confrontation. However, Maddie doesn't immediately connect Cassie's strange behavior to Nate. Her confusion suggests that, despite her keen instincts, she never truly considers that her best friend could be betraying her. Her eventual realization later in the season makes the betrayal even more devastating. This scene foreshadows her heartbreak but also reaffirms her status as the alpha in the group. When she finally catches on, her response, "Bitch, you better be joking," is iconic, both hilarious and subtly threatening. Her effortless dominance shining through even in a comedic moment. She is the one with ultimate confidence, which Cassie could not replicate. The cinematography reflects Maddie's role in the dynamic. The mirror shot where only her reflection is visible speaking to Cassie emphasizes the power she holds over Cassie's conscience. Even when she is unaware of the full truth, her presence alone shakes Cassie to her core. Rue serves as both the narrator and the unwitting catalyst of chaos in this scene. Her presence is erratic, a clear reflection of her drug-induced hate. When she abruptly asks Cassie, "Are you in Lexi's play?" the question seems to come out of nowhere. Yet, it inadvertently triggers a chain reaction that leads to Cassie's unraveling. This moment foreshadows an even greater disruption later in the season when Rue, in a fit of anger, exposes Cassie's affair with Nate, setting off another explosive confrontation. Rue's detachment from the emotional turmoil of the group is also striking. While the other girls are immersed in their own tensions, Rue exists almost outside of it all, more amused than invested. Her substance abuse has created a deep disconnect between herself and reality, making her an oddly passive yet undeniably influential presence in the scene. This distance is further reinforced by her role as Euphoria's unreliable narrator. The heightened absurdity of this moment, Cassie's breakdown, the comedic timing of the dialogue, and the exaggerated reactions makes the audience question whether what they are seeing is an accurate depiction of events or if it is being distorted through Rue's perspective. Despite her usual indifference, Rue briefly becomes an active participant when Cassie, in an attempt to deflect, suddenly asks if she is on drugs. The shift in tone is immediate, as the other girls in unison turn their concern toward her, asking, "You relapsed?" This moment highlights how, despite everything, Rue's addiction still dominates her relationships, overshadowing whatever drama might be unfolding around her. Additionally, Rue's disengagement from Lexi's play at the start of the scene, forgetting about it entirely despite their earlier conversation, underscores how disconnected she has become from her friends' lives. Ironically, though she is the show's narrator, she is often the least informed character about what is truly happening. This detachment reinforces the idea that although Rue tells a story, she has little control over her own. The Oklahoma scene in Euphoria is more than just a humorous moment. It serves as a microcosm of each character's emotional state, relationships, and personal struggles. Cassie's identity crisis, Maddie's sharp instincts, Lexi's quiet observation, Kat's fading presence, and Rue's chaotic detachment all come together in a beautifully crafted moment of tension and absurdity. The cinematography and staging further emphasize these dynamics. with mirror shots symbolizing fractured identities, rapid camera movements mirroring the escalating chaos, and each character's body language revealing more than their words. The scene is a masterclass in blending humor with underlying emotional depth, making it one of the most memorable moments in Euphoria history. And I truly hope they don't ruin the upcoming season by serving a turd covered in the chocolate sprinkles of phenomenal cinematography, makeup, fashion, and iconic one liners.